So one is the technology related to AI. So we've talked about the general purpose models. We've talked about synthetic agents and digital twins. There's also orchestrators. Like that's the technology piece. And so most companies, when they're talking about AI, are really exclusively talking about the technology aspect. The technology aspect can't create value without the other three things. And those are process reengineering, as we discussed at the very beginning, taking existing processes, completely redesigning them, creating new processes, and then applying AI very natively to those new processes. The third big element is the data infrastructure required to support the agents, know if your processes are working, and actually provide all of that context that we were talking about. That is another huge unlock that companies have to invest in order for the other, for AI and process to actually make sense. And of course, the last and very much not least element is people. Getting them not just to initially adopt AI in order to help figure out what are the use cases, what should we be redesigning, but then, as the processes are kind of hardened a little bit, like the new ones kind of become more real, as jobs are changing, we need to actually document that for people, change incentive structures, change their job descriptions, like, so, get them to work in new ways. There's so much that goes into it. And I think that a lot of, like, even CEOs are not thinking about AI through all four of those lenses. But every single one of them is required to see real AI impact, which is again why I say it's so complicated. And the timeline for real productivity gains it's not close yet at scale. And I really think that people leaders need to understand all four of those things. It's just like from a foundational literacy perspective, and also be thinking about their role relative to getting people to adopt the technology, to work on improving the processes, to help create the documentation that is required from a data perspective. And I think it's a big job, and we need to understand the scope of our work relative to the big picture around AI transformation.